Yeah. So nothing too complicated. A Prozac question for you. Your first impressions of this budget. It was slated to be a populist budget, but apparently it is focused more on economic growth and rationalization, which has been long been due for the common man.
Well, I think, it is one of those most insipid exercises, very dry, uninspiring, very almost pedestrian. I'll tell you why. Yes, you are talking a few positives like CapEx, some good things, especially in my field, e-courts project. Of course, nothing very great, some 7,000 crores outlay for e-courts. Question, it has to be regular and pushed. But look at the large misses of the union budget. Not anything directly about employment, very, very indirect multiplier. In fact, the word employment has been used in a very generic sense in the finance minister's speech. No focused, targeted scheme in the budget, which is hugely employment generative. Second, not a word on inflation. I mean, it's not that I'm going on semantics, it doesn't find a mention in the budget. But that apart, there are innumerable mentions to tax, to exaction, but not a word about inflation, and 6.8% in FY23, which is your own stated figure, is by no means a comfort zone figure. Why should we be clapping on 6.8%? The third thing which struck me is that with all the talk of PM Ayushman, I found no particular focus or specific initiative for healthcare. There is an increase of some percentage in the allocations, but no push on what I would imagine would be a major Aam Aadmi common force multiplier issue. As a matter of fact, I was surprised that a fourth facet, that of agriculture, actually, to the extent I can make out, there has been a decrease in agriculture from 3.84% of the budget in the budget estimates last year to 3.2% in the figures for 23-24. So 3.84 down to 3.2%. And so on and so forth. I mean, insurance sector, rural development, social sector.
Right.
I find things very, very pedestrian and no special focus or no special push.
So let me just pick up that one point you made and get a reaction from you. You mentioned that 6.8 is nothing to gloat about, but in comparison to the recessionary trends that we are seeing around the world, if you look at Germany, France, the United Kingdom, even the United States and China, of course, all these countries are staring down the barrel. Comparatively, India is doing very well.
It reminds me of that saying, if you are doing badly on the negative line, I can always draw a bigger negative line next to it and make you feel good. Do you want to start looking at the figures in next door Pakistan and start clapping? Just because Pakistan is having a rupee depreciation up to 250 rupees or 270 Pakistani rupees, do you start clapping here? Let me tell you what inflation means. This 6.8 is retail. Wholesale is running much, much higher. And 6.8 means that on a 6.5 figure of growth, which is the baseline figure you are projecting, you are almost on par 0.0. Inflation is eating into whatever growth you might talk. So I don't mind if you talk of 6.8% if your growth rate is 8%, 9%, 10%. But with a growth projection of 6.5, you're clapping an inflation of 6.8 and drawing a line saying Pakistan is worse or so-and-so country is worse is hardly an explanation or something to clap about.
Right, sir. So, Mr. Singh, we appreciate you saying it like it is. Appreciate you joining us. So thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.